I live my life every day happy, no matter my circumstances. So I'm always lit.
Yeah.
That's why I tell you I do my self-talk in the car before I come out to the world. I'm a big believer in don't bring your issues to the outside society. Enough people are already doing it, so why am I going to do it?
Right, absolutely. So who influences you?
Who influences me? The best version of me that I want to become. You know, I have my why, and I know what I have to do to get to where I need to. You know, I'm a big believer of family, and I've seen my mom as a single mom work so hard day by day and still to just, you know, raise me and my two brothers. And one day I said, you know, one time she came home from work and she was like, this was like about 5 to 6 years ago when I started my MLM business. She came home and she looked exhausted and, excuse me.
You're good.
She looked exhausted and I was like, are you okay? And she looked at me in the eyes and she said, you know, I'm not weak, but my hands are giving up. My hands can't work no more. I need a way out. And since she worked so hard and she came to chase the American dream on her own just for us, I made her my why. I said, you know what? I'm going to retire you. I'm going to buy you your house. I'm going to give you the life that you deserve because that's what you came to this country to do. And I'm going to make you proud. And my why is my mom. And I always say, you know, people say, why not your daughter? And I'm like, because my daughter's with me. And no matter where I go, she's going to be there. My mom, I'm going to retire her. And that's the reason why I'm like, I need to hustle and hustle. So my why is what influences me to know that I got to become the best version of myself. So I look in the mirror and my reflection is enough as an influencer for me.
That is dope. That is dope. I've heard something similar to that. And it's so interesting that we as humans, we could continue to evolve, right? Some people decide to stay stagnant the minute they stop learning, right?
Yeah.
I've been watching you for a little while. You keep going. You have a lot of things going on.
Yes.
Is that something that you curated for yourself and your family?
Yes. Being a hustler since years, we're talking about 7 to 8 years where I came into that realization, you know what? This whole rat race that people live. Now, don't mind you, we need people in the rat race because obviously that's how we have workers, employed. But for me, that didn't work. I said, you know what? My mom was working so much and was never there, and I want to be there for my family. So the reason why I started with all my businesses to get them running is time freedom. What is the time freedom that I need to be next to my child? That I can raise her, that I can be there every morning and wake up without having to rush out or, you know, taking trips with her with the financial freedom, the time freedom that is necessary. So for me, that's very important.
You're talking about your why and, you know, the reason you got into maybe personal development and why it's so important for you to hustle and do all the things that you're doing.
Oh, no, yes. You know what? And personal development is such a deep subject. And anybody that comes my way, everybody, we're talking about customers and everybody that I surround myself with, everybody I meet, I talk about how important it is to have self-growth because self-growth and self-personal development, you got to study that on your own. This is not something that is taught in schools. This is not something that's taught in any trajectory from school to university to college. This is something that you have to come on your own and say, you know what? What is personal growth? What is the habits that I need to change to become better? What is the habits that I need to change to attract the success, to attract positivity, to attract what every day brings? You know what I'm saying? And for me, personal development and self-growth, and I'm going to talk a little bit about some habits in the morning that I create that can help anybody that's watching this podcast because if I would have heard this, I would have started way before I started. Mind you, though, it's never too late. Welcome to
the Define Podcast. Every week we invite interesting guests and we talk about defining moments and what defines them. Today we have a special guest by the name of Val. Man, she's a jack of all trades. She's a CEO of Positive Joint. She's an entrepreneur. She's an actress. She's a model. And now she has her own clothing line that she will be launching, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Super excited about that. The Positive Joint, Snatched by FMV.
We in the Positive Joint right now, man. This is a
Yes.
beautiful space. You know, the energy here is amazing. What made you want to get into to this? What is the Positive Joint to you?
Okay. The Positive Joint is a vision that I actually wrote down years before I created it. And it was, the Positive Joint is pretty much a place where I wanted people to come in and feel like themselves. In here, there's no filter. This is a professional setting, but at the same time, I want people to be them. I wanted people to come and say, you know what? I'm going to go for the positivity and consume and eat healthy food that don't taste healthy. So I went years planning out the menu to where you can come have protein waffles, thinking that you're having a regular waffle, but in reality, you're getting vitamins and nutrients in your body. How better than that? Plus positivity, plus everything in the book. So it's just a place where people can come, hang out, eat healthy, chill.
That's good. This is definitely a vibe here. Definitely a vibe.
Thank you.
So in creating this, how did you get here? Right? Because you in MLM, right? Multi-level marketing.
Yes.
Let's take it back a little bit before that. How were you introduced to multi-level marketing? Because I had a podcast before and I talk, like, it's literally changed my life. It opened the door to personal development. I never read a book aside from school. And there's the first time I met somebody who was making, $150,000 a month. It was like, listen, you want to get to where I'm at? Read this book. And the first book I ever read aside from school was Think and Grow Rich.
I love that
I had to read it like 100 times in order for me to understand it. I don't recommend reading that if you're not a reader. But it literally like opened this vault in my mind to allow me to believe that the things that I want in life I can obtain with hard work, dedication, and surrounding myself around the right people. I can obtain that. So what was your introduction to multi-level marketing?
Oof, that was about 6 years ago where I was at that point was that hustling mentality that I told you about. I was the type that couldn't be in like working for somebody in an office because of my personality. I was too live, or my dress code. If I wanted to wear, let's say, even if the skirt was long, they were like, it's too tight. And I was like, why am I getting defined by what I'm wearing? And I realized, I was like, you know what? Maybe working for someone won't work for me. Ooh. It may work for others, but it won't work for me. And I went into the direction of hustling. So I became that bartender everywhere. Everywhere they needed me, I will go bartend. That's how I hustled my way. And I was like, years of nightlife was affecting my health. I was leaving a club, eating unhealthy. I was leaving a club and I wouldn't sleep. And it was just such a hectic lifestyle.
I'm glad you talked about that, because nowadays the way Instagram and social media is set up, females especially, see that as a highlight in their life. Like, I want to get my body done. I want to go to DR and get my body done and look a specific type of way. And I want to be a bartender. I want to be a model. But you're speaking about it. It's like, why was that not a right direction for you, right? You were hustling. It was like an open door, a vehicle to get to where you are right now, right? But a lot of females see that like the pinnacle of their life.
You see, this is the thing, though. That's the difference. Is modeling was such a passion for me at one point in my life, until I realized that the environment was so crappy. The people, toxic. It was just, something that, yes, you can go work, because mind you, that is my side hustle and I respect it and I'm thankful for it, because thanks to that, my businesses can run. I could open my business. That's how I got my savings to be able to open the Positive Joint. But it wouldn't be something that I wanted to focus as a main career. I enjoy being in front of the camera. I enjoy feeling sexy. I enjoy being a model, but as a hobby. For me, I feel like I can change the world, and that's not a position where I can change the world. Now, do I enjoy it? Yes. So that's why I made it a hobby. And one of the reasons why I post so much about living healthy is because it doesn't matter if you want to get your body done. I respect it. You know, if your self-image and your self-love comes from you getting surgery, it's fine. I don't have nothing against it. But one thing that girls don't understand is the habit of living healthy has to still come after you get surgery. So it's like living healthy shouldn't depend on, let me go get my body done. Yeah, go get it done, but put yourself on healthy habits, because either way you're going to have to maintain it. You don't just get surgery and that's a magic pill and you ain't never gonna get fat again or be unhealthy. Because I've met plenty of people that are skinny that are unhealthy.
Yeah.
And that's what we don't think about. We're thinking about the external image. How about the internal health? That's what it is.
That's a fact. It's crazy. That was one of the questions I was gonna ask you, because I seen you posted that a few days ago. And I'm like, yeah, I wanna know what's her output on that. So you're not opposed to people getting their body done. You just want to know that the work doesn't stop there. You have to continue. You have to, do things to improve
even Jay, I'm sorry.
No. Good.
My train of thought is like
I need those vibes, man.
I'm like here, like there, boom, and thoughts come to my head, and so
I love it.
But the craziest part is that what I think when it comes to getting surgery done is, why not attempt a 21-day habit of living healthy and really hitting the gym to see what your body can do naturally.
Why do you think people don't commit to that? It's only 21 days. 21 days is going to go by no matter what.
One of the books I read in my entrepreneurship career was, I have read so many, so right now I don't have it on top of my head. But one thing that really stood out was, it takes 21 days to create any habit. And society and people don't have enough patience to do something a habit, sorry for my English, but a habit every day for 21 days so it gets easier. The human being gives up way before when you don't see something work. Right. And that's the thing, that if you give yourself time and consistency and you go for it, you're going to see how you can accomplish it. But we don't let ourselves get to that 21-day mark. We don't have enough patience. So I feel that any habit that you want to create, and I'm not by means any perfect, and I just started one habit that it's been really challenging, and is waking up earlier. For me, that's been hard, and I've been doing it for about, I can say 10 days, and it's been challenging. And did I fail yesterday? Yes, but I got back up to do it, because I know that I got to hit the 21-day mark so I can create that habit. But in any habit, you need patience. You need your body to get used to it. You need your mindset to see that it can be done. Right. And that's in anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people have a hard time committing, because they don't see the instant gratification, right? You don't see the results right away.
Yes.
That's why people would rather get a plane ticket and buy a body. And I'm not opposed to that. Go do it. I have family that go do their body. Whatever you got to do to make yourself feel better, go do that. Just make sure that you put in the work. You're not just looking for shortcuts. That's what I tell people all the time.
Well, because no matter what, you can fix your outside body, but how about the older you get and your health sucks?
Right.
Then your beautiful body externally is not gonna mean anything.
Right.
Your health is the most important thing to do anything, because guess what? If you're sick, you can't get up and hustle, and that's one of my biggest hardships that I've went through recently. If you really want to talk about health, I can tell you that recently I've always took care of my health, but I had an emergency surgery done not too long ago, and I was out for 3 weeks. If it wasn't for my entrepreneurships, for my businesses that I run online, I wouldn't have been able to sustain a 9-to-5, because I would have been already fired. And that's the reason why health is so important. Without health, you can't hustle. Without health, you can't go to work. Without health, you can't really do anything. So why not take care of it?
Right, absolutely. Health is wealth. And it's amazing, because not only do you hustle and you build yourself and your brand and everything you have going on, you bring females along with you.
Yes.
You're creating an empire for yourself, but also teaching other people how they can live a healthy life while also maybe maintaining or getting an extra stream of income. So how has that journey been? Well,
you know what? The most amazing gratification I have to the lives that I've changed, and it's something that influencing other women to know that you can be an entrepreneur and you can have another stream of income from your phone, especially now that technology is everything. It's empowering because receiving messages like, oh my God, thank you so much. I just made an extra $300 and I was able to pay my light bill and buy clothes for my child. Or I made I made $30 extra and I was able to fill up my gas tank. Things like that, it gives me gratification. Not only that, but helping others get in shape, receiving before and afters of women crying, saying, I never knew that I could accomplish this. I never knew that I could lose weight. I never knew I could gain muscle. It's something that, warms my heart. I don't get stuck on the outcome of if they stay or they go. I just know that the moment that they join my team, if it's if they still on or they're not, I know that they learned something because I always portray onto my team, to my organization, let's work on our self-development, self-growth. So anybody that comes and joins the movement will leave the movement or stay in the movement for a good reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. Opening that vote in your brain. I mean, everybody needs somebody like you. Somebody who has that kind of mindset, and you can see the good in people until they actually could see it in themselves. Because I needed that. I was in a very dark moment in my life, and somebody said, listen, you can do this. First, you got to believe in yourself.
Yes.
And I'll walk you through this. Read some books, come to some trainings, be around people that want what you want, and watch videos that amplify that mindset, that get you closer to what you want. Yeah. Once that started sparking, I'm like, bro, I want it all.
And one thing that you said that really stood out and is super important, and I always say this, is, you need to surround yourself with people that are going to motivate you to become a better person. One thing I've learned in life is whoever you have around you can make you who you are. And it's crazy. No matter what, the energy can be traveled to you through the vibes. It's contagious. You know what I'm saying? It's really contagious, and you can actually downfall being next to somebody that puts you down. So or does things that are not adaptive to your growth habits. Mm-hmm. So it's really important that your circle of influence are on the same vision, or at least have the same exact energy of positivity, growth, health, mentally, physically, internally. So there's one quote. I told you my English is not very good looking sometimes, but you're doing an amazing job. How is it that it goes? I know you've heard it. You are the average of...
You are the average of the 6-7 people that you hang out with, right? And you can hang out with 6 bums, you're most likely to be a bum. You hang out with 6 successful people, you're most likely to be successful.
Of course, yes. Mm-hmm. And you definitely said that, and I was like, oh yes, you gotta be next to people that can motivate you and have the same vision as you. Because...
So who's motivating you?
So what motivates me is the people that I motivate.
Okay, that's dope. Dope. Do you have any inspiration though? People that you look up to, people that's mentoring you now? Because even even now, I have friends that are very successful and doing really good, and even they have mentors and people they look up to.
So that has been, and it's probably a good subject to touch, because mentorship, getting mentorship can be challenging because you're...
I like how you specific with your words.
Because it's a very significant... I know everybody has a mentor, and you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I've had mentors. I've had people that I listen to that I...
you got tea. I see where this is going.
But...
It happens.
But being a mentor takes a lot, and I can tell you that I had a little bit of lack of it in my career. That's why I tell you that I have to create the habits to mentor myself and study what I know, the subjects that are needed to be successful, because I can't depend on someone to always lead the way. So that's the reason why one of my morning habits is, get up. Do my gratitude, write down what I'm thankful for, write down my affirmations of the day, what I believe. I am powerful, I am empowering, I am a business owner, I am successful, I am self-loved. All that has to be practiced. But one other thing is, in my morning routine, I will definitely listen to morning motivational videos. I listen to Jim Rohn, which is one of my favorites. I listen to a little bit of Grant Cardone because I love his really straight attitude. But I look for my own mentorship
right
on
do
social media.
yeah, right, you can, somebody can mentor you from far away, and I think that's been me for the past like year and a half. I've been watching people from afar and I kind of emulate what they do. But the reason I say mentorship is important is not because they can guide you, is they can check you when you're not on the right path.
Yeah, maybe it's me because I had a little bit lack of mentorship when I got into my career. I mean, I've gotten mentored.
Have you
I
gotten
like
to
to
the
go to
place?
events. I like to go to events. But mentorship wise, I mean, I can't
We
say
all need a
that.
mentor. We all need somebody.
Well, you know what? It's not too late. I hope I
Yeah, you
find a
can, you can, you
mentor.
can. You know, you just got to reach out to people. You see, I reach out.
Well, that's the thing. That's
Are you
what it
afraid?
is.
Because I reached out to you and you, like, man, I'm a little bit nervous. And we're just gonna keep it a buck. And a lot of people are like that. They see me. Look how I'm recording. I'm a normal human. I'm a normal human being that has a podcast. I like to sit down and have conversations with people that kind of have the same mindset. But is that hard, breaking out of that shell and like being comfortable with being uncomfortable?
But you know what? I'm okay with being uncomfortable. I've been uncomfortable and it hasn't changed my motivation to thrive. So I'm all about facing fears. I'm all about not sticking to the failure part. Not, it's
Not
just
dwelling on the shit that doesn't matter. Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
no. I'm pretty chill.
I see that. I see your Instagram. You lit. It's like you're somebody that I would literally hang around because you have that energy. But let me
always
say
lit
this.
like that.
all the positivity and stuff like that, that's it's easy to say, but somebody who's going through like a traumatic experience in their life, all that shit goes out the window.
Well, that's
how do
the
you
thing.
stay disciplined?
I choose to be happy within me. Circumstances in life don't need to make you who you are or portray any type of energy to the society, to the world. I say, if you wake up and you got problems, problems are not going, life is going to hit you no matter if you're successful, poor, rich, under a bridge, in a mansion. Life is never going to stop happening. So why are we, the society or everybody else, reflecting life situations and life struggles out to the world? I personally, the reason why I'm motivated every day to continue no matter what I'm going through is because I have happiness within me no matter what. Everything has a solution in life except death, and that's something that my mom tells me every single day. Have I been stressed out? Yeah. Am I the type to probably cry here and there? Yeah, you should cry. You should tear. The process to where you want to make it is not peachy. It's not that you're going to be smiling all the time. It's crying about it, shutting up, and continuing to hustle to get to where you need to get. There's no, what is giving up or what is being depressed and showing your problems out to the world going to solve for you? Nothing but negative vibes from people, because no matter what, at the end of the day, you are you by yourself. You were born alone. So you have to learn how to control your emotions and not connect them to circumstances,
Right. Absolutely. I so love how you put that, because I kind of see things in that point of view too. Life is always going to happen. It's what you make of it. It's how you react to the things that happen around you.
Exactly.
Which is cool, man. So how long did it take for you to get to where you are? Like within business, within mindset, within your personal, with being?
So the craziest part is I'm nowhere close to where I want to be, because, self-growth is always a daily thing. But where I am now, one of the biggest thing is facing the fear to fail. When I opened the Positive Joint, it was crazy because I invested money that I shouldn't have invested, and the outcome has been amazing. Was I nervous? Yes. But I was not stuck on the failing part. I was stuck on the not trying part. And that's what we don't think about. Is, a few years from now, I'm going to regret it because I bet you I could have made it. I don't want to think of that. I want to say I tried it didn't work, I continued. Is that consistency, that potential to just face that fear. And that's crazy because for the first time, I went skydiving. I think it was like a month ago. And going up on the plane reminded me of my whole trajectory with my career, because I was nervous. I got on the plane and I knew that once I got on there, there's no way out unless you're saying, I can't do this. Oh my God, I'm not jumping off. But once you hit that fall and you face that hit of adrenaline, everything just feels like right. That adrenaline of OMG made me realize that if you face your fear, you can, at the outcome, you can see the beautifulness of everything. And as soon as I got over the fear of jumping, and I looked up and saw the sky, and I saw the clouds, and I saw the beautiful outcome of it, the fear went away. And that's what I say, you can't get stuck on the outcome or of the rejection if you do anything. Because in reality, in any business, you could get rejected. Let's say you're going to go and ask an investor to invest and he says no. We can't get stuck on the outcome of the consequence of no, thank you. Because there's so many people in the world that can take the opportunity of that you have to provide. So one of the biggest things is, fighting that fear. Fighting it.
Yeah. It's crazy because I went skydiving too, and I literally went skydiving for the simple fact that I was afraid of heights. Like I would create this illusion in my head that that I'm just afraid, but afraid of what? Right? If something's gonna happen to me, it's gonna happen. Exactly. I believe everything is written. We just gotta follow our path. But that excitement, that going up in the air, feeling like you gotta take a shit and you don't know what's gonna happen. And that ass. That feeling. But once you drop for that 1 second, and it doesn't take long to hit the ground.
It doesn't.
But you just see. I started to see life in a different perspective.
You're not gonna tell me that a lot of thoughts didn't go through that fall.
Going up. But once we went to the gate, to the door. And I'm like, fuck it, God, if you want to take me, take me. I'm all yours. And then we fell, and I was like, wow. Sometimes we think about so much small shit that has no meaning, no purpose. Really? When the world is huge, it's beautiful. There's so much things that you can do with your life, no matter where you are. And that was a defining moment for me, an experience that I'm like, anybody who wants change, who wants to create something for yourself, or you afraid, go skydiving. Yes, you may have this fear of the unknown. Something could happen, but you could be in a car. You have a better chance of getting in the car and getting into an accident.
That's what I'm saying, and that's crazy because that's where that fear comes from. Is something can happen to you anytime. That's the thing, though. For some reason, my fear wasn't like something's gonna happen to me. My fear was the fall. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
So it wasn't even that. I was like, well, I did ask the person. I was like, you got 2 parachutes? But my fear was that.
I watched failed skydiving videos the night before, and I stood up.
Oh,
I fucked myself up. Not to mention that I went out to drink. And I didn't get home till like 3 o'clock in the morning, and so we jumped off the plane. I was dying. But I'm like, I can't back out. I said I'm gonna do something, and I'm the person. When I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it regardless of the outcome. You just gotta get it done.
Yeah, but it helped a lot. It definitely did help.
What made you want to go do that?
I was scared. I was nervous, and the opportunity came where I was in Key West, and my friend goes like, I just went yesterday to feel free. And as soon as I jumped, I felt this relief in my body. And I was like, I want to feel that relief. Yeah. Not that I didn't have it, but I wanted to see how it was. And I was like, it was on my bucket list, by the way.
It was on your bucket list?
Yes, it was on my bucket list.
It's crazy how, the things that you want in your life sometimes come, but not in the direction you want it to come.
Exactly.
Does that happen often to you?
Well, yes, because that's the thing. We think that, you can work every day to manage your life how you want it, but at the same time we have a certain path. And I don't want to get too religious with it because I want everybody to listen to this, but God does open that path for you. And one thing I was speaking to my mom this morning about is that we, every time that something happens, a majority of the people say, why me? And I was telling also my friend earlier that she called me and she was like, why is this happening to me? I tell her, it's not. That's the question that you shouldn't be asking, is what is the solution and what can I learn from it?
This is why I said earlier, not to cut you off, that I can see that you're so specific with your words on what you put out. Like you kept saying challenging instead of hard. Because there's a big difference, there's the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. I'm not going to get deep into that, but I can see that you're real big on like personal development and stuff like that.
Yeah, for me, it's like a kind of like a religion, because you can do a lot with it.
It's a drug to me. It's my high, improving. Like,
Yes.
not knowing what the future is going to hold, but work hard every single day to get to where I want to.
Yes, definitely.
So besides personal development and everything that you got going on, what's been the most like defining moment in your life where you can remember vividly that at that point you had to make a decision that either help you elevate, improve, or put you on a path of the unknown?
Oh, that is a huge question, because it was not only my mom's situation where I saw her, where I see her struggling to keep cleaning houses. She's an amazing house cleaner. She got her own company. When my daughter called me and said, "Hey, we have an event at 12 and I want you to be here." And I said, "I can't." And I said that too many times. "I can't, baby. I can't make it. I can't go." And she would come home crying, saying, "I wish you could be there." And I was like, "You ain't gonna wish no more. I gotta find a solution to be there for my daughter, to have that freedom that, Mom, I need you. I'm going to fly." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because even if I have my personal business, I can put a sign on the door and say, "I'll be right back." And it'll be respected. So when I realized that time freedom to be able to be there for the ones I love was so important, or having that freedom to get up and breathe instead of having that rush to leave the house, was also a big deal. I know that as a single mom and as a woman empowerment influencer, it was, by then I didn't know I was going to actually empower women. But as of now, the realization of how I could empower women is what I realized that I wanted to continue, or that the reason why I wanted to become who I am now, is because I love to empower. But then the whole hustling and the whole sped life, it was just something that I didn't want to live forever. I want to enjoy little moments. I want to be able to travel the world. I want to be able to do that freely. And a lot of people are caught in this jail, stuck where they're at now, depressed with the whole, what's it called? Like the rat race of doing the same thing over and over and over. And that was just something that I wasn't interested in. And I said, I got to do something about it. And I got on Google and I started doing research on what I needed to do. And that's how I started looking up how to open up a boutique, how to open an in-person business. But then I realized that I was my self-image, so I started living healthy, and that's how I started on the Herbalife products, which I had lost the first month 20 pounds, and then people just started seeing like, "Val, what are you doing to look so good, to feel so healthy, to be so energetic?" And that's when I was like, wow, this is a business. This is something that I really can explode. And I started it, and since then I've never looked back. That
is amazing. So why empowering women is so important to you?
Because I've realized that a lot of women nowadays have a lot of lack of self-love.
Woo-hoo. Talk about it.
And it's a really in-deep conversation, because women don't see
Did you at one point where you didn't love yourself, let's say, the way you love yourself now?
You see, Jay, that's a really deep conversation, and I'm going to tell you something, that I have had one experience where I did lack self-love. And one of the reasons why that situation happened and why I learned from it is because as a woman that has portrayed wanting like a family, or has portrayed that have to look for that perfect man, it was a vision that I had to change on my own, because I realized that it's not looking for a perfect man or the perfect husband that you want. Is you becoming you having the self-love to be okay by yourself. To feel happy waking up and having a routine as a single woman, as a single parent, as a single mom, waking up and being okay with that. And I feel like a lot of women depend on the reflection of what their relationship can give you, or what people say about you. But no, it's your self-love that is important to anything. If you have self-love, a relationship is gonna come And I don't want to talk too much about love, but when it comes about relationship wise, is why I say that personal growth is so important. Because if you don't have personal growth, self-development, positivity in your mind, you're not going to create the relationships around you that you want. Sometimes we don't think that our reflection reflects on anything around us. And it really does. It has such a big, huge, how do you say it?
Impact.
Role in every relationship, because it could be a friendship, it could be a lover, it could be with your parents, with a sibling, with anybody. You know what I'm saying? And when you portray that confidence that you create within you, that's what you gotta do. You gotta love your reflection. You gotta love who you are instead of defining yourself by what others want you to be. So if you don't focus on you, you're not gonna attract what's right. You're not going to attract what's right. And a lot of women out there see self-love as physical. And we get back to that because at the end of the day, that's where it falls.
Yeah.
But there's more to that. Is that inner happiness that make you love yourself? Is that waking up and saying, you know what? Nothing is going to...
Well, it can go back to past traumas too. Not having a dad around, not having a figure around, just craving that love of voidness and emptiness.
Yes, Jay. But you know what? One thing I've learned is that you're the only one that can take in charge of getting over your traumas. Sometimes everybody can go through a trauma, but you can't let that define you in your future, because guess what? That's going to affect you. It's going to affect you in your relationship. It's going to affect you in any relationships. Trauma should not define who you are now. That's why you need to work on yourself and get past that on your own. And I don't really like to talk about my situation, but I've gone through trauma, and many people don't know. Because I don't need to be here defining myself on what I've been through. You know, and that's the biggest thing. Trauma shouldn't make you who you are. That's why you need to work on yourself every day. You can't have a pity party. This life is not about pity. You can't.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I love who you are, how you express yourself. But it's not valid to say it in a way where people's trauma can be easily removed, or
you're wrong, Jay. I never said
no. Not in that sense. But you have a strong mindset. You have a strong willpower.
I've created it.
You've created it. All right.
I studied it. I do every day to be empowering and have that strength.
Right. So that's the message that we need to give out to people. How do they find that? Because not everybody's joining, network marketing. Yes. Not everybody has a mentor. Not everybody's in an environment where can allow them to go.
Well, you don't need a company or an MLM to tell you, hey, look into how you can have some mental health. You know what I'm saying? There is many professionals out there, like therapists, that can help you pass that trauma. You got to find what helps you pass the trauma that you've been through in life, because it's an advice. Sorry, I didn't mean to be so harsh. But
no. I love that. I'm like that too. But then I realized, just doing this more often and being around different people, not everybody has that solid, foundation where they're like, okay, I went through that, so what? It's not about that. It's about moving forward and what I learned, like you said before.
That's why you got to look for that environment, that those people, study what you need to do to overcome what you need to overcome. You have to search what works for you. Just like, for example, somebody can need a therapist, or somebody can read a book and it help with trauma, or somebody can work on themselves by themselves and be okay. But passing that trauma is on you. And if you pass the trauma on your own, it's going to help you become better. It's going to help you have more guide mentally wise, because we can't leave our situation. Not everybody's gonna understand what you went through.
Right.
So that's why I say, self-work on what you lack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And if you don't know what you lack, trust me, you can ask your circle of influence, hey, tell me, what do you think I can work on? I say it to my best friend. My best friend I tell her, what is it that I'm doing that you think I could get better? And somebody could simply say, look, maybe you need to control too much, whatever your weakness is. I know somebody close to you, if you really speak and tell them, what do you think I can work on? Somebody's going to tell you.
And a lot of, and it goes back to basically what you were saying, having that mindset, that strong mindset, and willing to navigate the way you do. Sometimes we come off like bold and like we disregard certain things, but it's not that. It's, you know, when you speak with passion. And I love that. And I love that you didn't cop out. Like, and not to slander anybody, but most females, like you aesthetically pleasing. You look good. You don't do OnlyFans. You don't go down that route to make it easy, because most girls do. Shit, if I was a female, I'll be on OnlyFans. I'll be trying to get a ball player. I'll be trying to live the limelife. And maybe I say that because I'm a dude and I'll never know. But what is your intake on that?
Well, this is the thing, you know, everybody has their comfort zone, and that's not one of mine. You know, for me, there's nothing wrong with it. I just feel that it's not something that will fulfill me. I am very independent. I like to make.
You like to work for your money than actually like. But is that a standard too? Because, you know, maybe 5-10 years ago, before social media, doing something like that was like against like the rules, especially in like a Hispanic family. Like that was a no-no. Now it's accepting.
I mean, I don't judge it, but I mean, I wouldn't want my child now to say, hey, my classmates saw you on an OnlyFans. I personally don't want to be in the position.
Yeah,
you know,
so
I respect it because,
you
know, I respect, always. You have to. Yes, you can live day by day, but at the end of the day, what you do each day needs to be the creation of the future that you want.
Right.
So every action daily is going to portray in your future.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Everything you do now reflects your future.
Exactly. Yes. So I respect the hustle. Girls, I respect the hustle. It's just not something that
Not everybody has that, though. People can be intelligent. People can, you know, make room for growth and stuff like that. But have that hustle, was that something that was always in you? Something that was instilled by your mom?
Yes, of course. I never seen my mom work for someone.
Oh, she's always done her own thing.
She's always done her own thing.
So that's in your DNA.
Yes, it is in my DNA. And I told you, I realized that you know, how in jobs you gotta they put, if you're too happy, they tell you, oh, you need to calm down, or they want to judge you by how you dress instead of your talent, or they want to underpay you just because you're in that.
Right.
That
Well, that's the thing about jobs, employment. You don't get to pick your value. Being an entrepreneur, you do.
Yes.
You get paid what you put in, and
I
then
agree.
you create that value, and people pay you for whatever service or product that you have.
You know what it is, Jay, that I realize why entrepreneurship, so many people are scared to follow?
Why? We want to know.
Man, I remember. It's those beginning steps. I remember. Broke, and you wanting to work on your own, and you having to hustle in between breaks aside from your 24/7 hustle to grow your company. And I've experienced that. I've experienced having to wanting to open something broke, and knowing that I just don't want to go back to a 9-to-5 or anything, and having to work days and nights, that sacrifice to kill yourself for a few years 24/7 nonstop, to then have that juice of being here chilling. You know what I'm saying? But guess what people want to skip? Yeah. That sacrifice.
Yo, and that's what we
People
talk about
like,
here.
oh, no.
That sacrifice, that discipline, that getting up and grinding, that crying behind closed doors. It's like, this is why I created this podcast. It's because we want to talk about those moments. Not maybe not the beginning, maybe not the end, just in the middle. Like, what was that mindset like when you had this vision for yourself, and you're like, yo, I want to create this the positive joint. I want to create merchandise. I want to help women. Like, there's something that happens that propels that mind. Like, I'm open to the idea of doing more than what I'm doing right now.
Well, that's the thing, that I put that to my head. I put it on my mind every single day, is where do you want to be and what do you need to do to get there?
So you create like a goal list and then an action plan behind it?
Pretty much. That's really dope. What I do. Dope. And one of the things that my best friend said before I started this podcast is, she says, please talk about your discipline. And that's something that I didn't always have. Discipline for me and organization has been
she was saying that you gotta tap yourself on the back sometimes, because you work so hard and you do so much.
And being working on your own and working on your own stuff, the self-management part has been my hardest issue, because at the beginning I didn't know how to self-manage myself.
How to delegate your
I'm
time.
I'm my own boss. So I wake up and it's like,
Yeah.
I could do that tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Or you're getting the income and you want to travel, but then you know that you got that business that you need to keep running, and then you got to know how to self-manage yourself. And one of the biggest things is discipline, and it all comes down to that consistency daily that you got to put to be able to be successful in anything. And one of the things that I implement in my career is a 90-day plan. You know, and it comes to the 21-day habit. Since you know that you need 21 days to create any habit, what if you do it for 90 days? And you definitely will kill it, and the outcome will be triple better. So my organization and my discipline to do something every day when I put my mind to it is putting in the action and doing it. Write it down on a piece of paper. If you write down everything that you need to do, or you write down you visualize it better. Like, you gotta write down, and it comes down to also using that manifestation energy that I was telling you about.
Right.
You know, if you wake up and you manifest your day, and
what does manifest mean to you? Because I interview a lot of people, and it's everybody has their own definition of it. What does that mean to you, to manifest something?
So manifestation to me is pretty much self-talk and writing down, envisioning what you want. So I'm a big believer that manifestation has a right way of getting done, but you can also manifest what shouldn't come your way. You know what I'm saying? Manifestation to me is writing down, writing down what I want, and if it's for me, to bring it. So I put my prayer in there.
Okay.
It's not just the universe.
It's a magnet. It's a magnet. Essentially, our minds is a magnet. The world is a magnet, and our thoughts are antennas. Yeah. And whatever you think is what you bring into your conscious. Even if you're not thinking it, your subconscious, because of your behaviors and your habits, they tend to pick up, the relationships that you do, the job that you do. Everything depends on your subconscious. And if you could train that, you can get to exactly where you're trying to get to.
And you know what's a great example, Jay? Tell me you have not gone through this once. You're driving, right? You're in a rush and you're about to be late somewhere. And you're like, please, red light, don't catch me. Please, red light, don't catch me. Boom, red light.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, man.
Because you're manifesting the red light instead of calming yourself down, because either way, you're going to get to your destination.
Right, yeah. That is crazy. That's a crazy way to think of it, but it's so true.
Yeah, you have to make sure that your mind is in a neutral space where, you know what, fluid. Just be calm. Don't overstress the little things.
Right. Yeah.
What's gonna happen is gonna happen.
That's a fact. What are you most happy about? What are some of the things that you've done that you're proud about as far as your success and your personal growth?
Everything.
If you could go back, you do it again.
Yes. Everything. I'm proud of me, of who I've became and who I am becoming. Because just like we're talking about it, not everybody has that drive to become a better person every day. Right. Have I failed? Yeah. Have I had my moments of down? Yes. I'm not saying that there's no room for little imperfections. Is not a big deal. It's just, if you fall, is getting back up, is not letting nothing put you down. But my happiness is always, you gotta create your own happiness within you. So I'm happy about everything that I have accomplished, because any progress is always good progress.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people chase perfection instead of progression.
Nope. You gotta be. This is a journey. This is not.
The long game.
Let's skip a whole step into it. No, because the trajectory in your career is what's gonna make you who you are. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you go through in life is because there's something that you need to fix, and that failure is what's gonna help you fix it. You know what I'm saying? We get stuck. Oh my God, my relationship didn't work. What did you learn from that relationship?
I think I'm in a place in my life where that's so small. Like, the world is so big. I want to travel the world. I want to speak on stages. I want to impact. I want to do something so big, and I feel like, eventually the right person will come, but my mind is not focused on that. And a lot of people feel like they live for that. They live for the relationship. They live for the companionship, because they don't know who they are.
But you see, that's the biggest mistake, Jay. That's the biggest mistake, and I had to learn it the hard way myself. Is you gotta focus on you, no matter what partner you
But
have.
when we talk about manifestation, like even saying something like that, am I pushing people away because I'm manifesting something else besides a relationship?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so, because that's a different category. You know what I'm saying? You're focusing on you, and the right partner is gonna come. We can't depend on always looking to find partnership, because we have to learn to live alone on ourselves.
Right.
We were, like I was telling you, we were born alone, so we need to be comfortable alone. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And if we look for partnership, we focus too much on that, we lose track of us. Of focusing on us, and we
I
end
wasted
up
so many
sabotaging.
freaking years of my life
Oh
trying to
my
fucking
God.
satisfy people and trying to figure out who people were.
You will
Man, I didn't
never-
find myself until I was like 26 years old, and I'm like, I didn't have any friends, I didn't have no experience in life, and I'm like, what am I doing? What did I do with my life? Piece of ass.
Because
Just having someone there,
it's the
being
focus.
comfortable.
Exactly.
That
That's what it
that
is.
really, man, that really.
One thing that my mom always has said to me, and like I told you, she is actually a very big part of my life, because she gives me that old school Colombian advice. But she does tell me, and she says, the important thing is that your partner should be a complement,
Right.
not define you.
Exactly.
So
It should
we
be a
get
bonus
so-
in your life.
Exactly. It should be a bonus. And that's the reason why I give so much advice is, when you see a red flag of feeling devalued, focus on you. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of women in toxic relationships, or I see a lot of women that they have no self-definition, and their partnership is who defines them, and that's not how it should be. Like, you gotta be your own person. You have to have your own thrive. You have to be you. You gotta focus on you, because at the end of the day, you birth alone.
Right. Yeah, but that was my biggest fear. I had a kid at 16 years old. I was my first real relationship. I was 8-9 years, and then I jumped into another one because I was so afraid of being alone. Like, I could not be alone. Even to go to the store, I had to call a friend. I had to go with my mom. I had to do something with somebody. It's because of that trajectory of having companionship and feeling like my value is based on someone else.
And that's.
But how do you break out of that?
It's hard. Don't think I'm fully through with it, because I have that lack too. It's good.
Yo,
to
we
have a
canceling Valentine's this
companionship.
year. Fuck that.
Dios mío, Valentine's Day. But you know what? I'm not really too worried about Valentine's Day. You know why? Because Valentine's Day is a signification of love, and love can be everywhere. I love my chameleon. I love my snake.
Yo, that's dope too. Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Yo, that's so dope. I see you post, your reptiles,
and I'm gonna tell you how crazy it is that I mentioned that, because that's the reason why I got into owning so many animals was because when I was alone for a while, I was feeling sad. And I was like, wow, I can't do this. What can I do to cope? And I realized that love can come in so many forms. And that's when I started appreciating that, you know what? I have too much love. I have love from my pets. I have love from my dogs, from my reptiles. I got love from my daughter. I got love. So Valentine's Day doesn't have to be for that significant other only. We have that definition of love, a mixed up.
Yeah, and everything.
But Valentine's Day is love by itself.
Yeah.
So the people that say, oh my God, Valentine's Day, I don't have this guy broke my heart. Fuck Valentine's Day. No, Valentine's Day is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Wake up and make yourself breakfast and say, Happy Valentine's Day to you. Or wake up and give it to your grandma to go buy treats for your dogs and put it in little bags. Why? Why do we got make it as a significant other thing for Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day is beautiful either way.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You okay with having what you have, but you're striving for more? Because just in that conversation of what you're saying, it's like, okay, maybe I don't have a relationship, maybe I don't have something, but I'm still gonna just live my life and accept the things that I have and not let it betray who I am as a human being.
Yeah, because we can't be stuck on what we don't have. We gotta be grateful for what we have. You
That's
know what I'm
fact.
saying? And there's people out there under a bridge with nothing.
Yo, that's a fact. That's the fact.
Think about it. So that's the thing. We don't look down. We look up and then judge ourselves. No, don't judge your situation. There's people way in worse situations than you.
Yo, that's a fact. You know, my last podcast, we talked about that, man. It's like, you go to a third world country, they don't live like we live. Even if you don't have a job and you feel like you're broke, like, being broke is a mindset, man.
That's
It's
all it
literally,
is.
you have opportunities. People come from third world countries, and I feel like a broken record because I say this every single podcast. People come from different countries and they come here, they grind, they have that hustle mentality because they know that why. I think it's important that people know that why, because if you don't know why you're doing something, you're always going to be redirected in a different direction.
Yeah, and that's crazy because a long time ago, I'm gonna tell you the story. A long time ago, I way before entrepreneurship. That's why I'm telling you the hustle mentality has been there always. But I think I was like 20. Oh my God! No, I'm gonna start this story with this one time I was 10 years old and I lived in New York, right? And I told my mom, "Hey, mom, I want these Jordans." She goes, "Mommy, I don't have the money for those Jordans. I can give you $60. Mind you, Jordans then were like $140. So I'm like, okay, I'll take the 60. She goes, really? And I'm like, yeah, don't worry. I went to the mall and every person that walked by, I told them my story. I want these Jordans. My mom only has $60. Can I please get $1? And I accomplished to get those sneakers.
What? So you always had that hustle mentality to go
Well,
get it.
yeah, because if you tell your story, people are going to join the movement.
Right. I think, yeah. This is why.
But there's another number 2. Listen to this. One time, I really needed to pay my light bill, and I was broke. And I told one of my friends, "Yo, we need to make money. What are we gonna do?" I think I was like the age of 18. She goes, "Let's do a car wash." I was like, "Okay." So I stood in a corner with a sign saying "washing cars," and in the other side was a person in perfect condition saying, "Give me money." What is the difference there? And, you know, I get judged a lot on, why don't you support people on the street? It's not that I don't support people on the street that are asking for money. I donate. I give $1. I've given $1 when I've been broke, and that was probably my last dollar. It's just, why aren't we hustling? There is so many opportunities out there to find to not get stuck in, you know, poverty or being broke, you know. And like you said, yeah, being broke is a mindset, and a lot of people are okay with making $1,000 a month or whatever the situation is. What is not broke to you is how you gotta solve yourself. If you think that having a minimum of $1,000 in your account is not being broke, then have that. You know, hustle to have that minimum of $1,000. If you want $3 billion to be your minimum, hustle to get there. It's you getting yourself out of the situation con berraquera, con puro estamina de darle duro a la vida, de no dejarse caer simplemente porque necesitas algo or you, whatever the situation is. You gotta get yourself out of the situation that you're not wanting to be in.
Right.
And that's hustling, finding something to do.
Yo, that is amazing. So you're from New York? I mean, you lived in New York for a little while?
I lived in Colombia, and my mom actually migrated in 1999.
Okay.
She was here hustling for 2 years while I was in Colombia with my family, with my grandma, my 2 brothers.
So
And
humble
that's-
beginnings.
Super humble beginnings. I tell you that my mom was, when she got a divorce, she started hustling. And when she came to this country, it was 2 years where she just worked and sent things. And then she brought us here, and she still hustled. And I remember getting to the United States and saying, wow, I'm rich. I was like, oh my God, I'm in the U.S. I made it here. And she picked us up from the airport. Mind you, 2 years not seeing my mom was horrible. And I was like, what a hustler. She picked us up. I saw all the New York lights, and I was like, oh my God, I'm here. Mind you, I was 10 though. Mm-hmm. You don't really think of those
but that's an important moment, important story in your
I
life.
remember, and she was like, let's go home. And I was like, okay. We got in the car. Everything was impressive. I'm coming from Colombia, so the scenery and the lights. And I was like, wow, I can't believe my mom made it. And then she takes us home, and we park in front of the house. And it's this, I remember, and I have it envisioned, Jay. It was this huge house. And I was like, wow, my mom really hustled for 2 years and got us here. She goes, come on, let's go in. When I go in, it's like the first set of steps, there was a door to the left, and I was like, is this my room? And she goes, no, No, we live upstairs. We go up 1 floor, 2 floors, 3 floors. We get to the attic. And that's where we were living.
Oh.
And it's crazy because I was still so thankful. I was remember 10, I was like, wow, I have a roof and I'm in the United States of America. You know what I'm saying? But it was an attic. Yeah. And it was my brother, my grandma, my other brother. So my 2 brothers, my grandma, my mom and I in an attic.
Wow.
But guess what? We were so happy because we were all together for the first time.
Wow.
And every time that, for example, let's say I have a downfall in my MLM, and let's say, because it happens.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm struggling, I think of that day.
Of that moment.
And I say, no, I'm wealthy. I got my family. I'm healthy. I'm alive. I wake up every day. And that's what we need to think about. You know, is the thankful moments. It's not about the financial hardships.
I think life is so fast that we get caught up in that moment. We get so comfortable with what we have, we don't remember where we came from.
Exactly. That's really, yep, I agree.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So besides business, what besides the positive joint, what other business endeavor do you have going on?
So I have a little bit of everything. I'm actually I'm doing the online wellness coaches. I'm doing the online wellness coaching, which is I help people get in shape online. People around the country that don't really got time to do the whole gym rat thing or that need guidance without having to have like personal training prices that can't afford. So I help them make a lifestyle to be able to live healthy online. I also have the in-person, which I personal train people here in Tampa. I have the boutique that just launched, which is Snatch by FMV. The vision to that was pretty much having a fitness line where every single shape and size can fit in. You know what I'm saying? And my clothing is all about feeling sexy no matter what you really physically look like. So it enhances all of your curves. I have the infused waist trainers going on. I also have coming soon the fashion boutique, which I'm still coming up with the whole idea, writing out the idea, so that's coming also, and the positive joint, that is my baby, so I really, really love it.
That is amazing.
I also help people make extra income when it comes to
talk about it
wanting to become coaches, you know, like you said, woman empowering. You don't have to be an influencer to influence. You grow that. You create that. You can teach that. And that's what I do. I teach people to get out of their shell and come out of their shell and help others too. You know?
That is amazing. You know, I'm so thankful that you came on to this podcast and, you know, gave me an opportunity to sit down with you because you're such a sharp human being. But I thought for a slight second that it wasn't going to happen because, I don't know, people get weirded out when they don't know someone and they reach out and they trying to collab or do something like, well, what does this guy really want? Is that your perspective? When people reach out, do you think like, hey, he's offering me something, but he may want something in return, or he's just trying to get close to me? Is that what people think?
No, I personally don't. The message, actually, yes.
I be feeling like that, and you see, I keep it professional. I don't like to play. I see people on the internet and I see how they move, and I'm like, man, I'm inspired. I would like to bring that person on, so I reach out, man.
Oh, man, and I'm so thankful you did. But one of the things, obviously, is that you can see if you really focus on energy, body language, you start learning on how to study a human being. And as soon as you sent me what you do, I realized that the way that you are, the professionalism, the way you portray yourself was something that I wanted to link with. That's the thing. You have to study.
Right.
And it comes to everything, you know. We don't come into this world knowing everything. And that's the biggest issue in society is that you think you need to know when you don't realize that you need to learn.
Exactly.
You need to do your research on having every single type of, how is it that Jim Rohn says it? Having different expertises.
Expertise.
Study. Read books. If you don't know about real estate, and even if you don't want to do real estate, but you want to know about it, do a little research and have
study.
A little bit few
Exactly.
bucks. Do you not know how to open up a boutique? And you get stuck on, I'm not going to open one. I don't know how to do it. No. Research. That's what Google's for. That's what other people are for. I bet you, go to a boutique place and ask them, how did you do it? I know people are going to express. You got to come out and learn.
Right,
And it goes into every expertise in life. Love. Let's talk about now that it's Valentine's Day. And that was actually a perfect thing. We think that we're born knowing how to love, but that's actually a concept that you need to study. Loving someone, it doesn't just come in easy. And the reason why I told you I'm going to touch the subject a little bit because of Valentine's Day is, you create your relationship with studying your partner, studying what love language the person needs to be happy. Are you able to live with the defects that your person has? Are you not? Are you helping them build? Are you guiding? That's the thing. We need to study each subject to know how to deal with it.
Right.
Do you want to learn how to do you not know how to deal with finances? Study it.
Right.
Are you failing in love more often than you think? Study it.
Right.
Find out. That's all it is.
Right. I think that applies to everything in life. Like you're saying, man, you just got to learn. I created a few businesses just on YouTube. No
That's
mentors,
amazing.
no nothing, just studying hours and hours and hours of studying. Even this podcast, man. I'm thankful that I took the leap and believed in myself to be able to get here, which I literally just started.
You know what? And I know that I'm just gonna give you props. Congratulations. I'm
Thank
gonna give you.
I
You know what?
appreciate it.
I'm
I
gonna give you a
appreciate it.
clap because I'm gonna tell you something that how you've made it in YouTube. And I saw your views. It's incredible.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I'm very proud of you too. You've came a little. I see it. I
appreciate it.
It portrays.
And the reason I do it the way I do it is because I want people to know that you can have the minimum amount of tools, the lack of resources, and still be able to create something. Listen, I live about 2 hours away, and I travel here every single week to do podcasts. Well, look, on my phone, I have a little mixer and stuff like that. It's all you just got to take that leap of faith and having confidence. Exactly. I believe in myself enough that I'm going to go get it. I'm going to start with what I have, and eventually it's going to.
But you know what thing? One thing that you said about me, it comes to you, is the passion.
Yeah.
You do this because you want to. You
Right.
do this because you want the viewers to.
I think facts tell, stories sell, right? The reason I got into personal development because I heard people going through similar situations and they got out of it, and I'm like, that sold me. That's like, okay, so I have to do this in order for me to improve. The reason I'm going through this is because I'm doing this. And it's those stories that are important, and I think they hold value into people's lives, and that's why people feel compelled and captivated by the people that I bring on. And it's really important for me to bring a female like you who's empowering other females, who's hustling, who's grinding through the adversity, through the bullshit. And it's like, yo, not only I'm gonna do this for me, I'm gonna do this for the people that want more out of life.
Yes, because you know what? Success comes from also guiding others. There's so many people out there that are so selfish with their success and don't want to share it. But then if only you knew that sharing it is what makes you higher.
Right.
Why don't you want to take a whole set of people with you instead of going up alone?
Right. I think that's the key to success is being able to impact people and help people in any way, shape, or form. And
once you do it once, it's so addicting.
It's addicting, bro. It's so addicting. And so we're gonna wrap it up. Before we wrap it up, I want to say I appreciate you again. It's been an honor to be able to sit in your presence, and I haven't known you, for more than a week. We spoke a few times, and you were kind of nervous to get on the phone.
I was.
Which I was kind of shaky. I was like, man, maybe she doesn't want to come on, but you see this is a conversation, a normal conversation. And it's important for me to share this because people feel like when I reach out that you have to be the specific way. I can tell that this is who you are. I'm asking you specific things because I know it's going to amplify that conversation, and people are able. You're going to be able to give people game and knowledge and wisdom, all that stuff that you have. And I just want to say I appreciate it. You didn't come this far just to come this far. You're going to keep growing, expanding, helping people, and achieving success.
Mutual. And you know what? Now we partners. Success comes, you're already in my circle. If you, to anybody watching this and he reaches out to you and you don't take this opportunity, you suck, because this was amazing. And I'm very thankful that I said yes. And Jay, this has been great to be able to speak about my beliefs and thoughts. You know, you take what applies to you and what you think can better your life, and
Right.
and that's it. It's all about this positivity.
Definitely. So where can people find you before we head out?
Okay, so I do have my personal page is Fit Model Valeria. You can follow me. That's where I post all my fitness stuff. I do a lot of positivity in my stories, and then from there you can see all the rest of the pages. So you can follow me definitely on Fit Model Valeria. You'll see all my businesses there. I also post on my stories my mom. So if anybody's looking for amazing house cleaning services, all you gotta do is hit me up and I'll hook you up with her company. But besides that, Jay, thank you for this invite. Really,
Definitely.
from the bottom of my heart, this was amazing.
I appreciate it.
I'm
gonna definitely invite you on, and you know, sometime during the future, you know, we could catch up and take it from here.
Let's go.
Yeah, definitely.
Take it to the top.
Definitely, man. So if you're new around here, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think about this episode. We're going to be bringing more females on, you know, females who are empowering and like literally changing the game. So thank you for watching. We out of here.
Thank
Peace.
you.